Hi there, I'm Freddie Patmore. Now once you've learned to knit, you'll realise it's very straightforward, it's very easy to do. What's even easier to do though is to drop a stitch. Now don't worry if you've dropped a stitch, it's actually very simple to fix. So I'm going to show you how to fix a drop stitch using nothing but a crochet hook and a bit of know-how. Let's have a go. So when you've come to your knitting and you found that it's got a ladder in it like this one, all that means is that you've dropped a stitch and it's travelled down a few rows as it's come undone. But this is easily remedied. All you need to do is work to the point where the stitch has dropped, and then you can pick it up using a crochet hook, which I'll show you in a moment. So let's get over to the point where the ladder's formed. I'm going to knit these stitches as normal, nothing special happening here. And you'll find that you're at the correct point to pick up the stitch. You might feel there's an area of looseness there, you might be able to see that on my knitting. So what we need to do now is take the crochet hook. I'm using a crochet hook that's slightly smaller than the needle size I'm using, which is a 4mm. I'm using a 3.5mm crochet hook, but either a crochet hook that's the same size as the knitting needle you're working with or slightly smaller is absolutely perfect. So to start, you need to find your stitch. There it is. It'll appear as a loop at the bottom of the ladder. You're going to take your crochet hook through that loop there, travelling away from you. And you're going to take it underneath the first loop of yarn that's available across this ladder. Think of them as rungs of the ladder. You can see them there. You want to start with the very first one that's available. So here it is. Pop that on your crochet hook and then just pull the loop through like so. And we're going to keep repeating this process until we reach the top. So you're going under the next available loop of yarn. Then you're going to catch that through, like so. You can see it's climbing upwards already. That's going underneath. Once you've done the last one, you need to place this loop back onto your knitting needle where you can continue knitting it as normal. And then the idea is, if you've picked it up well and you haven't pulled it too hard or too softly, your stitch should appear to match the tension of the surrounding fabric, just like mine does. So now that I've fixed my drop stitch, you can't even see that there was a ladder there before. Most of the time you won't be able to see that you've made a mistake there if you fixed it correctly. So don't worry too much if you drop a stitch. It happens to all of us. What I would say though is that if you find you've dropped your stitch on the purl side of your work, that's the bumpy side here, just turn your work over. It's much easier to see what you're doing, and you can use the method that I showed you before. Now, things get a bit more complicated when it comes to textured stitches, but we'll look at that another time.